tag teaming with me today. I am Shelby Trail, and today's training is on team recognition and appreciation. This is something that I'm super passionate about. I am excited to train on it, and I've asked Carly to help me because she's on my team, and I just thought she'd be perfect to train on it. So I'm going to start by telling you about a study. A Harvard study found that praise and recognition help everyone at work feel less stressed, more happy, and increases productivity. Another study, on the other hand, found that the lack of praise and recognition causes unmotivation, contributes to unhappiness, and leads to the number one reason people say they give as a reason for quitting their job. So basically, if they're unhappy because they're not getting because of a lack of recognition, they're going to leave their job. And that's what these two studies found. So that being said, how does that apply to us? Unhappy, unrecognized, unappreciated reps are probably going to leave. They're probably going to leave our team, or worse yet, they're probably going to bring others down on your team, which is really not what we want. We always want to be cultivating that culture of uplifting each other and that light and just that community that we all love, the thing that makes us so different from other companies. So we want to make sure we're fostering that. Think about your team for a minute. What type of women are on your team? What type of leaders? There's some men, I'm sure. Sorry if I was leaving anyone out there, but what type of people? For my team, I have a lot of moms. I have some college students. I have a lot of wives, nurses, teachers, personal trainers. These are kind of some of the reoccurring themes, medical professionals, things like that. Now think about their day-to-day tasks and their day-to-day life. How often do you think they're hearing recognition and praise? Are their kids coming up to them and being like, "Hey mom, you did an amazing job folding the t-shirts today. That was awesome." Are their husbands? Probably, maybe some husbands. I don't want to discount all husbands. But are their husbands like, "Wow, you're just such a rock star, making sure you get all the errands done, going to the grocery store, and finding space for them in the fridge?" What? No, probably not. I mean, my husband does appreciate that I get the groceries, but I don't hear on a daily basis that recognition and that appreciation for that, not on a daily basis anyway. How about college students? "Wow, you're such a rock star at time management with your classes and your homework. Keep that up." Probably not. It's just expected. It's just part of it. How about this? "I'm so impressed with your consistency getting up early to make it to your job." Yeah, I don't think anyone's getting any positive affirmation in these areas. So this is somewhere we can really pour into our reps. This is somewhere where we can fill that void and we can be that community and be that light for our reps. And that's just going to continue to create this cycle to foster our community and a culture that they're likely missing in other areas of their life. This culture of recognition not only sends your rep an extremely powerful message about how you as their leader feels about them, it also is going to send a powerful message to their team below them, the people they've sponsored and that have continued to sponsor below them, to other reps within their organization, crossline, upline, other leaders in the company are going to say, "Wow, I keep hearing about Carly Brown a lot. She must really be a rising star. That's someone to watch." These types of things. And more importantly, it's going to be very obvious to their customers and potential reps, potential customers, people that are watching on the sidelines in their Instagram stories, on their Facebook pages, in their VIP groups. This is going to be a way for them to use your recognition. What you're doing for them is so influential outside of just the Zaya platform. So I just want you to understand, we have the power to build up loyal, confident, empowered women on our team, and it's at our fingertips. It's so easy to do, but we have to be able to put in that mindful, considerate, and very timely effort is what it's going to take. When we build up these loyal, confident, empowered reps around us, they can then turn and duplicate and bring more empowered women on their team and empower more women on that team. And we're just going to rise together. And it's so easy to do. Some people won't even find success or find rank advance or do anything huge with their business until they feel like someone's watching them or they get some recognition. A lot of people need that. They thrive on that. They're craving that. So if you are able to give that to them, like I said, they're probably not getting that in other areas of their life. So if you're able to do that for them, it's going to be monumental into their confidence, monumental to their growth and their success. And it's, like I said, so easy to do. I think when leaders, when we think of recognition, our minds immediately jump to monetary things. I think immediately we see those like dollar signs flash in our mind. And I want to just kind of take a step back and say it doesn't have to be a big budget item to recognize a rep. It just takes your willingness to devote the time and effort to give a personal, thoughtful recognition. The way that you recognize a rep is going to make a huge difference about how the rep feels about their business, about their team, about the amount of support that they have. They're going to know you're watching them, and that's going to keep them on their toes and want to continue to produce those behaviors that get that recognition. And it's going to inspire them to work more and inspire other women and empower other women. So how can we do this? I'm going to pass it over to Carly, and she's going to give you kind of some examples, tell us how she felt when she was recognized and shown appreciation, and then we're going to talk about a few more things. So I'm going to pass it over to Carly, and I'll mute while I do that.
All right. Hi, you guys. So I was excited to be able to jump on here with Shelby because I was like, Shelby needs to be the one to talk about this because of how she has made me feel. So I had joined Zaya in like July of 2018. I went to Summit that year, and it was like September-ish probably. So, you know, a few months later, and one of my first level girls went with me, and she had been a rep for like 2 weeks. So we show up to Summit, and Shelby's like, are you Carly? She introduces herself, gives us these big warm hugs. And I'm like, how does this girl know who we are? How did she know we were coming? She gives us gifts, like not just random gifts that she had for random people, like gifts with our names on them. And I'm like, how does this girl know who we even are? And we're in her like third and fourth level. So I'm not in her first level. And from that very moment at Summit, I was like, this is a community I want to be a part of. And just that feeling of like all inclusive, being included and being recognized and welcomed. It was just such a warm feeling, and like the hugs. And later that night, or maybe it was the night before, we all went bowling, and Shelby knows like the owners and Sarah and all these other people, and she's bowling with us who she just met because we're on her team and she wants to hang out with us. It was just this really good feeling. And like I said, we're in her third and fourth level. I think it's just so important to do those things. Every Summit, we have this big lunch together. Everyone's offered, everyone's included. And those things, you know, the hug and the warm smile. And at the end of Summit that day, Shelby told me, she looked me in the eye. She's like, you'll be up there training one day. And I was like, that's my dream. Like, she believes in me. And when you believe in someone, they start believing in themselves. And sometimes they don't believe in themselves until you believe in them first. And I think that that's so important that we show that we believe in our team, whether it's great job, you hit 1,000, you get that 8% rank advancement or 8% bonus this month. You recruited a rep on your first month. That's incredible. Like, show them that you believe in them, and little by little, they start to believe in themselves. And then when people believe in themselves, they're completely unstoppable. So I felt that from the very beginning. Not too long after that, when my sales were good, I get a message from Sarah Anderson. I'm like, Sarah Anderson's messaging me? She's in my inbox? She wants me to train a larger team? Are you kidding me? Like, it's just, and none of those things didn't cost money. I mean, the gift at Summit cost a little bit, but it wasn't really about the actual gift. It's just about someone like, Rachel Voris, I think, says this: love down, love deep, love down, love deep. Like, so like all your levels, reach out to them. If they've hit the 3x4, if they're halfway to the 3x4, if they've hit a rank advancement, just showing them that recognition by just a simple personal message. It doesn't, you know, it can be a simple card. That's whatever stamps are. I have no idea, 50 cents maybe. You know, you can mail them that, or you can just send them a private message, and that's totally free. And then for like, I always do this for my first level girls and then expect everyone to do it down. But shout outs, you can shout out birthdays, anniversaries, lifetime volume goals, and again, personal messages, rank advancements, top 10. There's so many different things that we can do. And I learned this actually from Wendy, who's on my team. One time I shouted her out on our team page and she's like, hey, can you do that on my personal page and tag me so that like everyone sees? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. So then, like Shelby had mentioned earlier, it's establishing their credibility in this business. It's showing their friends, their family that they are taking this business seriously and they are doing well here. And that helps them to build their team. That helps them to build their confidence too. And that's much better than them kind of saying it about themselves, right? So if we tag them and recognize them and write something thoughtful about them, it just not only does it make them feel good, but it illustrates to their whole community and network that they're in this. They're really all in Zaya and they're doing well. So that helps them build as well. What else did I want to say? Oh, another thing is giving credit where credit is due. This is another thing that Shelby's really good at. Like somebody will say, oh, I like that system or this, or I like that, or, oh, Carly did that, or Alicia put that together. I got that for like, that is so important too. Just giving credit where credit's due. That has always made me feel good. What else? I think those are the main things. I love the whole love down, love deep. Again, that's from Rachel Boris. And it's just recognizing, I know it's so easy. You have kind of your top 10 or 15 who are in your first level, who you're communicating with, you know, weekly or daily. And I know that this is something that I've been trying to improve on, is getting down deeper and really looking at everyone's numbers and recognizing what everyone is doing, not just those main, you know, 10 or 15 who I could talk to on a regular basis. So anyway, that's how Shelby has made me feel. Sarah has made me feel. It's just such a good feeling. And we have that power, like Shelby said, to uplift and to be that light to other women. Like, I love that you said that, Shelby. That's so good. We have the power to be that light. And it's so simple. So taking time or having, like, I know Sarah, I do this too, where you have like a team day and a sales day, and like on your team day, really make that your focus. I'm going to reach out to 5 people who I've never reached out to before in my downline and just tell them great job. So anyway, I think that's all I had to say.
Carly, that was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing how I made you feel. I feel like it makes me like blush a little bit. So thank you for saying that, because I wouldn't want to like say it about myself. It's a lot easier to hear from someone else's viewpoint. Let's talk about rank advancements, recognition for those milestones, things like that. Some important things about rank advancement recognition. I did a lot of research because I didn't want to just be saying like, this is what I think. I did a bunch of research on this, and the number one thing that kept reoccurring, kept coming up, is it has to be timely. If it's not a timely recognition, it's not the same. It's not as meaningful. It's not going to feel the same. So timely, and we're talking like within the first 2 weeks for sure. I think we've all experienced where it may not even be in Zaya, but like you do something awesome and you're like so thrilled, like, yes, I hit this whatever milestone goal that I was working for. And then a day passes and 2 day passes, and it's kind of like old news now. It's not even really like exciting. And yeah, do we still want to be recognized? Yes. But like if you can be really on top of that and kind of be watching and be really timely as far as like getting that shout out right away when you realize it or you notice it. And sometimes at the month end, it just happens so fast and whatever. So sometimes it's going to take a couple of days, or making sure the volume is really there, that type of thing. But being as timely as you can is really important. The next thing that I personally think is important, and I found a lot of research to back up, is that it has to be personal. People often ask me if I do the same thing at every level. And I think that's great if you do the same gift at every level. But for me, I have a lot of different personalities in my first, and by every level, I mean every rank advancement, like junior rep, senior rep, director. And I have a lot of first line reps that are very diverse personalities. I have gals who are not into jewelry, not into makeup, not into hair stuff. They're more like outdoorsy, active, adventure-y type of people. And then I have gals who are like super into wine and pink and glitter. And I have gals who would never want something pink or wine. They're sober. You know, like it's really important to get to know your reps. And I've done other trainings before saying, right away, that should be really important when you sign someone onto your team, especially a first level rep. Get to know them a little bit. Find out a little bit about their background. And you may not, some of these questions maybe aren't going to happen right away, but even in your shout out, even these things, to be able to pull in something personal. Yeah, my mom just commented that she likes chocolate. So she doesn't drink wine, but I can mail her some chocolate when she rank advances. She's on my first line. But that's exactly what I'm saying. If I mailed her wine, she's probably, this specific rep would be like, I don't drink, but thanks. Like, it's not special, and it doesn't make her feel special or appreciated that I didn't know that about her. So get to know your reps, get to know things like that. And make sure when you do a shout out or you do write them a card with their gift, you make it personal. It's not just like, congrats on your advancement, Shelby. I mean, say something. Say, I've so enjoyed watching you build your team, especially the last couple months. You've really had extremely high sales, or something. Like, you can find that out by looking at your numbers in your back office pretty easily, things like that. So trying to make it as personal as possible is really going to make them feel like you care. And then tailoring, if you can, tailor their shout out or tailor their gift or whatever you may be doing to make them feel special. I think it goes the extra mile, even if it's just whatever color hair bands you give them or something like that. Like, maybe you can figure out what their favorite color is. And then it has to be genuine. Your rank advancement gift is a big deal, especially as they move up in rank. Their moving up in rank also benefits you quite a bit. So it needs to be genuine, and you need to be thankful and grateful for them that they're on your team and they're working and you're working as a team, and that benefits you. And showing that graciousness down, they're also going to show it back up. It gives, the gift giver gets as much from giving the gift as the person receiving it. And that's true in life. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that at Christmas and every other time, but it's so true here, especially like as we are a team. I mean, Carly's in my downline and we work elbow to elbow. I would never think like anything of it that, one way or the other. And it's been because we have I don't view her as like below me. We are partners and friends, and we're lifting each other up and these types of things. So be genuine, and as much as you give in to your reps and as much as you pour into them will come back on you as well. I have a lot of people ask me how much they think. Yeah, Jordan says there was a day that her hairdryer bit the dust, and I used to be a hairstylist, so I was like, Jordan, don't go spend your money on a cheap one. I'm gonna send one out to you. You've been killing it this month. You deserve a hairdryer. Okay, not everyone on my team gets a hairdryer. There's just times when it's just personal, and that's just what it is. Or maybe I had another rep whose mirror, her son broke her mirror, and I sent her a mirror. I was like, you need a full length mirror for your job, and you've been killing it. So here's a mirror. Okay, so like these types of things. That's what I mean when I say personal. For rank advancement stuff, I have people ask me how much they think you should be spending. This is really a personal thing, what you think you can afford. But the number one key to it is it has to be duplicatable. So like right now, 2.5 years in, financially, I could afford to do a lot more than I did when I was brand new and I had a junior rep or senior rep below me, my very first rank advancement on my team, something like that. But I personally think it's best to hold back a little bit. Instead of, I'd love to shower every single person with as much gifts as I can because I just love gift giving. But I don't, because I don't want my brand new rep who just hit junior rep to think she has to go out and spend $50 when her brand new person she signed up the same month she did hit something, because it's just not realistic and it's not very fair. And I just don't want to model that's going to be what the expectation is. So I think making sure it's duplicatable is really important. So for my junior rep, I do like $10 to $15 gift. Senior rep, like 15 to 20. I'll slow down a little bit in case you're writing this down. Director, I do 30 to 50. Senior director, I do 45 to 65 about, and exec, I do 65 to 85. And there on up, as you get there, you will be able to have a good feel for what's appropriate and what's fair. But that's kind of where I'm at. So if you have someone hit junior rep, you don't have to break the bank. $10 to $15, you can get some really fun, cute stuff that they will appreciate having, and that shows your appreciation of them. And you don't have to spend a ton. And then they aren't going into this thinking, oh my gosh, I had 3 people on my team hit junior rep. There's $100 out of my paycheck. It doesn't have to be that way. It can just be like $30 or something like that. So just making sure that's duplicatable is so important, and just being considerate of the fact that even though I can afford to do it now, or, whatever, I don't want to set that model for them. So some examples, some ideas. I had a lot of people ask me for ideas. So like for junior rep, I've been doing telly ties, like these telly ties. I really like them. They work great for my hair. Maybe they don't work for everyone, but it's fun because if you go, different places have different ones. I actually like the telly tie brand the best. So I just go online, and I think a 3-pack is like $7.99, and you can get like really fun colors like tie-dye. They have leopard ones right now that match our bras, like fun stuff like that. You can write a quick note, something like that. Obviously, know your rep. If she has short hair, you're probably not going to buy her telly ties for her hair. So, I mean, this is the type of thing where I shop TJ Maxx a lot. I grab like notebooks. I almost always have like really fun, thick notebooks that I really like. This one's like marble. It says just building my empire. Stuff like that. So I like to shop TJ Maxx. This is, I think, $4.99 or $5.99 for this. You could do like a journal and a really nice pen, or things like that. So that's an idea for like a cheaper gift. And I do think a lot of people love Starbucks and things like that. We do get quite a bit of Starbucks gift cards, but if you're really at a loss, I don't think it'd be a bad thing to write a really nice card and send a Starbucks gift card, just like, hey, coffee on me. You did awesome. I'm so excited. I'm glad you said yes to Zaya, that type of thing. Senior rep, you can get some really fun moon necklaces like on Etsy and Amazon, things like that, for less than 20 bucks. Something like that would be really fun. You can do, there's like the cheaper, like the knockoff Yetis. They make like little wine glasses. I think mine are like Arctic Camel, Polar Camel maybe are the brand. Things like that. Hey June has cute moon earrings. Things like that. It doesn't have to be over the top crazy. Because I did hair, I gravitate towards those things, like a wet brush, some fun makeup, something like that. Lotion body wash set. Carly sent me something at Christmas once because we're power partners. That was from Lush, and it was like bath bombs, and I loved that. You could get a couple of bath bombs and like a pretty colored loofah, send that out. Something to show appreciation, something they can have and remember, and just, I mean, it doesn't always have to be so in the box. When you get to director, I think that's a really big one. I think especially knowing that that's a huge milestone in our business, I like to do something kind of that they can keep, like a keepsake sort of thing. So whether that's, now I'm giving them a nice necklace, like a really nice moon pendant, or I'm giving them, a lot of times I'll do like a Yeti tumbler, like the shorter size, engraved that says Zaya on it, something like that. More of a keepsake, like, hey, you are a director, that's a huge deal. You're gonna look at this every day and remember, hey, I hit director, that's awesome. Senior director, again, this is another really big one, and 20,000 group volume to be able to hit senior director, that's awesome. Really, it's really good. So I feel like this one's a little tougher. This is one of the ones where I stray a lot, as far as like I don't do the exact same thing every time. Like I have a gal who loves hiking. I got her some smart wool socks, a cool like water bottle, outdoor style water bottle, things like that. Like just getting out of the box and getting to know your reps and knowing what is going to be really welcome. I have girls that love wine, so I did Scout and Cellar. Again, another idea. Patronize your other direct sales friends, who will then maybe have a party for you sometime, stuff like that. So like I was in a party with a Scout and Cellar rep, and there was a deal for 2 bottles of wine, a red and a white, for 40 bucks. So I did that with like little reusable wine glasses. And that was my senior director gift for someone who loved wine. But like I said, as much as you can patronize like other direct sales companies that are your friends, I think that's awesome too, to network in that way, because you never know. What if she doesn't love her other company? Yes, we cannot cross recruit. Like, don't be like trying to reel her in, but being in that network with her and opening up her network to your network, and cross promoting, you never know. Maybe one of her friends would be an awesome fit for Zaya too. So executive, that's a big one. Again, it just depends on what I've already done, things like that. Noonday has really cute, unique items. They have a big horn pendant, and I found out that it's like horns that they shed, so it's not You're not endangering any animals. You're not hurting any animals with the with this water buffalo horn. But it's a big like moon pendant, things like that. So tons of ideas. Cool cosmetic cases at Zaya Executive. You get to travel. You earn the trip. So maybe when they do that, you get like a cool rolling suitcase. No one wants to splurge on that stuff for themselves, but that's like something, you know, that you could get at TJ Maxx. Grab a couple other fun, like a travel tag or something like that, and throw it in there. Like that's personal, and they're gonna love it. And at the end of the day, just hearing those recognition, hearing the words, posting, like Carly said, post to their personal page. If you're in their VIP page, if they have you in there as like an admin or something, post to their VIP page. I just had a gal double rank advance, and I posted her VIP page, and I said, I'm so excited to announce I had to share with you guys because I know you've all been supporting her and purchasing from her and valued customers in her VIP group. I just wanted to let you know how grateful we are because she was able to rank advance, and thank you for your continued support. And just do something like that in their page. It goes so far. So yeah, that's really all that I have. I haven't been paying super close attention to the chat. Let me just look. Carly, if you saw any chats come up and you want to answer them. Retired color of the grid bot. Yep. Does anyone give choices between 3 or 4 items? Yeah, I have actually. So my upline Elisa, who's on the call, she's asked me before, would you like this or this? Or do you have this? It's something I think you would like, but I don't want to get it if you don't want it. So that can be really helpful too. If you don't know what they like, rather than guessing, give some ideas. Like I was leaning towards this, but if you'd rather have this or something like that, that could work too. Especially like if it's going to be something spendy, you want to make sure they like it. Any other questions? Trying to look in the chat. I'm not seeing any. Every time I navigate away, I'm like, oh no, did I lose any? I'm not seeing other questions. So to keep the recording nice and short, we're just right under that half-hour time. Carly, Sarah, if anyone has anything, interrupt me, please. Otherwise, I think we're good to go. Okay. All right. So I'll be watching when Sarah posts the recording for this on the Team Zaya page. If you had any other questions, you can DM me or you can put it in there and then we can all see the answer too. So thank you so much. Have a great Tuesday night, and thank you for having me on to speak. Carly, thank you for joining me, and everyone have a great night.